Hello students, this is your English lesson. In this lesson we are going to read a poem Mr. Nobody from Oxford Reading Circle, unit number 21. Students, Mr. Nobody is an anonymous poem for children that talks about the nature of responsibility. The poem is written in 8-line stanzas rhymed A, B, C, D, E, F, C. The poem lists a group of the typical minor peculiarities committed by young children. Mr. Nobody is described as being responsible for all forms of mischief and mishaps in daily life, such as cracking plates, damaging books, losing buttons from shirts, tracking mud into the house, and other similar minor forms of misbehavior. Now come to the reading. I will read the stanza one by one and explain it as well. I know a funny little man as quiet as a mouse, who does the mischief that is done in everybody's house. There is no one ever sees his face, and yet we all agree that every plate we break was cracked by Mr. Nobody. The funny little man mentioned in the poem is a little boy, perhaps 3 to 5 years old. This is because a child within that age usually does not talk much rather than making things that require them to learn. However, they often create trouble to people around them. Like in this stanza, there are cracked plates, but people tend not to scold them because they are in the learning process, though people know they do it. Second stanza. 'Tis he who always tears our books, who leaves the door ajar. He pulls the buttons from our shirts and scatters pins afar. That squeaking door will always squeak, for prithee, don't you see? We leave the oiling to be done by Mr. Nobody. The same thing happened mentioned in this stanza. The child creates another trouble in the house. Some of the troubles are the books have been torn, the buttons have been pulled out from the shirts, and the pins are scattered. However, seeing that the little boy needs to learn, they leave the squeaking door to be oiled by the boy for him to learn. Third stanza. He puts damn wood upon the fire that kettles cannot boil. His are the feet that bring in the mud and all the carpets soil. The papers always are misled. Who had them last but he? There's not one tosses them about but Mr. Nobody. Within this age also the child may be doing something that may annoy some other people. The examples are given in this stanza, such as Mr. Nobody puts damn woods upon the fire, which causes the kettle cannot be boiled, bringing the mud into the house and make the carpet soiled, and papers are misled. People know that no one could do such things except for Mr. Nobody. Fourth stanza. The finger marks upon the door by none of us are made. We never leave the blinds unclosed to let the curtains fade. The ink we never spill. The boats that lying round you see. Are not our boots? They all belong to Mr. Nobody. However, though people like Mr. Nobody is quite troubling, they need to be directed and to be taught the meaning of life. Not to forget they become like that because they are in the process of learning. Therefore, we as adult or people that are adult, older and already mature must show a good talent for them to follow the right role model. Now come to the exercises. A. Questions. 1. What is Mr. Nobody compared with in the poem? Answer. Mr. Nobody is compared to mouse that does mischief quietly without being seen by anybody. 2. What kinds of mischief does Mr. Nobody get up to in the house? Answer. Mr. Nobody breaks plates, tears books, leaves the door ajar, pulls buttons from shirts, scatters pins, puts damp wood upon the fire, soils the carpet with muddy feet, leaves finger marks on the door, leaves the blinds unclosed, and spills ink. 3. Who do you think does all the mischief? Answer. The children of the family do all the mischief. 4. Make 2 lists of things that are mentioned in the poem that are broken or destroyed. Plates, books, shirt, curtains. Made dirty, carpet, door. Reference to context. Read the following references to things that are mentioned in the poem and say what each relates to. 1. These are left on a door. Fingerprints. 2. These are left lying around. Boots. 3. These are misled. Papers. 4. These are left unclosed. Blinds. 5. This is never spilled. Ink. 6. These are pulled from shirts. Buttons. 7. These are scattered. Pinks. 8. These are torn. Books. 9. These are left ajar. Door. 10. These are soiled. Carpet. Words and meaning. Write words for the following. They may all be found in the poem. 1. Slightly wet. Damp. 2. Earth that is very wet and soft. Mud. 3. Humorous. Funny. 4. A sharp, high-pitched sound. Squeaking. 5. Throws lightly. Tosses. 6. Cloth hung at a window. Curtains. 7. Become dirty. Soil. 8. Neither shut nor wide open. Ajar. 9. Naughtiness, mischief. Thanks for listening. For new videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you like my videos, please share and like.